If price continue moving back to the downside, so we are going to be looking for selling opportunity. So I'll be looking for selling opportunity if price broke this counter trend line. So if price broke this counter trend line, I'll be looking to go into a sell trade, so around this region. Yeah, so if price broke this level now, so price was already got injected from this level, got injected from the Fibonacci level, and also this is likely to be another lower high for price to continue heading lower. So if price just broke below this level, like broke below here, so I'll be waiting for a retest of this level because price have already broken out of it before, and price still start trading above it. So that's why I usually say that if price broke below a level at, like most especially a major level, if price broke below it, always wait for a retest of it. So price already broken the level at the time, so and now price was now trading above it again. So for now, if price broke below this level, seeing how price already manipulated this level at this area, so if price still broke below the level again, I'll be waiting for the retest of the level before I got into a sell trade. So before I start looking for selling opportunity on AUDUSD, it will be after price broke this counter trend line, start trading below this major level, and after we have a retest of this level. So that's when I'll be looking to get into a sell trade on AUDUSD. So since the direction of the market is clearly to the downside, so the structure still remain very bearish. So I'll just be, so after we have a break of the counter trend and also price start trading below the key level, so I'll just wait for a test of it to confirm the break. So after I confirm that okay, price have like clearly broke above this level after we have the retest, so I'll just be like waiting for a 4-hour candle for me to get into a sell trade back to the downside. So that's just like how I'm looking to trade AUDUSD at the moment. So okay, so I think we should look at so we are still going to be looking at the JPY pair, but let's firstly look at this trade NZDUSD. So NZDUSD was still to the downside, so price was still clearly moving to the downside. If we go to the 3 months, price was to the downside. If we go to the monthly, price was still to the downside. So price was to the downside. So the structure here, we have a lower high, we have a low here, though it seems like equal low here. So we have a low and we have a lower high here. So price is getting injected from here and also getting injected from this trend line here. So I'm looking at it on the monthly time frame as well. So price was still moving to the downside. We have a lower high and we have a low here because this low was like still equal to this previous low, but we have a low here. When we have a lower high, somewhat of a lower high or equal high, we have a low, we have like a potential lower high here, and we're expecting a further drop back to the downside. And the monthly candle, the last month candle closed as a bearish engulfing candle, so it's engulf this other month candle, like it's engulfed this candlestick, like the monthly candlestick. So the last month engulfed this, like this candlestick. So this shows like a very strong bearish momentum, and price already got into the trend line level, like a monthly trend and also a key level area. So it's likely that price continue moving, like price continue moving back to the downside from here. And also it was still like the Fibonacci level. So everything was like clearly pointing to the downside around this region, though price seems to have broken above this 1.8 Fibonacci level, but price was still inside the Fibonacci zone. So price have not broken past the 78.6 Fibonacci level, and price have not broken past the last high. So the structure of the market still remain bearish. And looking at this trend line level, right? If we look at this trend line here, we have the first touch around this level. So if I draw it to touch it clearly, so we have a first touch here. We have a second touch of it around this region. So we have a second touch of it around this region, and we have a third touch of it. So everything was clearly pointing to the downside on NZDUSD. So and looking at it on the weekly as well. So this was just like manipulation of this level. So price just like manipulate the level and start trading below it again. So now how I'm looking to get into a sell trade is based on so price have already broken this counter trend line around this region. So price have already broken this counter trend line here. So price already broken it. After price manipulate this level, price start trading below it. So price broke this counter trend line. So price already broken to the downside, and so price broke it to the downside, and this minor level that I draw here. So this just seems, though this does not look like a perfect equal high, but this just seems like equal high. And So how I just do it, I just use like this level here to draw like this major, like this minor level. So I just use, so based on how price finds support from this area. So that's how I use it to draw the key level here. So I'm going to be looking to get into a sell trade around this region because price already broken, like price broke the counter trend line here. So I should be getting into a sell trade after price broke this counter trend line. But I'm just trying to confirm that okay, price is now ready to continue moving back to the downside. So that's why I still like wait for price to like break and test this level. So after I've already have a break and a test of this level, so now I'm going to be looking to go into a sell trade. So on the 4 hour time frame, there was still a counter trend line around this region. So there was still like a counter trend line around this region. So if price could not break this counter trend line, so I'll be looking to go into a sell trade. So this was how I'm looking to trade NZDUSD. So I'm already looking to get into a buy trade just for price to break this counter trend line. So if price broke this counter trend line, I'll be looking to get into a sell trade. So if price broke the counter trend line, so price was still like still expecting it. So I just have to draw it like this. So I will just have to put it like this. So if price now break below it, like a 4 hour candlestick, like break below this like this counter trend line. So I'll be looking to get into a sell trade, stop loss above this level and take profit to the next and take profit to this
All right.
next level. Yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. You can go ahead.
You can go ahead, Sam.
Okay, I thought you want to ask a question.
No, 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 no. I'm not answering questions.
Okay, so what I'm just saying is that so after price broke this counter trend, and then I'll be looking to go into a sell trade. So that's how I'm looking to trade NZD USD as well. So I think we can now start like talking about okay. So let's talk about this trade quickly. So how I think I've already talked about it, but let's just like quickly talk about it. So
Sir, sir, sorry, can you do like can you analyze a market for me like on weekly and on daily time frame? Sorry, like a fresh market.
okay, like starting the analysis from the daily time frame. Is
Yes, sir.
that what
On
you're
any market, any paper. Yes, sir.
okay? Yeah. So maybe after this, so I will do that. I just want to quickly explain
Okay.
how like I got into the buy trade on this. So looking at cocoa on the monthly time frame, so the direction of the market is clearly to the upside. So let's look at it on the monthly. So let me first delete this trend line. So the direction of the market is to the upside because price was heading higher from here. So the direction of the market is clearly to the upside. And if I draw my Fibonacci from swing low to swing high, so we could see that. So if based on how I draw my Fibonacci, so when price was heading higher, price have gotten into a major so price have got into like a key level. So this was like a key level around this region. If I go to the weekly time frame, so price got into a weekly level and also price going to the 61.8 Fibonacci level. So that's why like I start looking for buying opportunities since the direction of the market is to the upside. And there was like something I noticed on there. So maybe let me go to the weekly time frame. I think I'll be able to see it clearly on the weekly. So on the weekly time frame, so like I start my Fibonacci drawing from here, right? So there was a trend line around this region that price broke. So there was like okay, I think it's like this, yeah. So price broke this trend line here. We have a first touch around this region. So that this same entry pattern, like we have like something like it on Ethereum. So I will still be good, like still be talking about it. So, but what we have here is this trend line here. We have a first touch here. We have a second touch here. So, like I'm saying, price got into this 1.8 Fibonacci level, and also price got into this major key level here. So that leads to the upward movement in price. So that leads to this impulsive move to the upside. And also, price already broken below this trend line around this region, but now price start trading above it. So when I see that okay, price start trading above this trend line, and also respecting this 1.8 Fibonacci level, and also respecting this major key level. So I already know that it's likely that price continue heading back to the upside. So the direction of the market still remain bearish, though we are having like some bearish structure around this region because this was a lower high here. This high was still lower than this high. So it was looking like a lower head and also looking like a chart pattern. So it seems like a left head and a right shoulder. But the structure of the market still remain bullish because price haven't broken below this level. So price did not break below this level, and price got into a 61.8 Fibonacci level and also got into a major level. So I just wait for price to start trading above this trend line again. So when price start trading above this trend line, so that's when I now like start looking for buying opportunity on it. So I start looking for buying opportunity when price, so like I said, when price broke above this level here. So though I got into like the first trade I took on it was a loss, but I still got into another trade because I realized that. So when price now broke above it around this region now, so I just wait for like, so the daily trend is to the downside. So looking at this trend here, the trend was to the downside, though the monthly and the weekly trend was to the upside, but this movement here was to the downside. So I just wait for price to break the counter trend line for this trend to be invalidated, for this daily trend to be invalidated around this region. So we have we have a first touch of this trend line around this region. We have a second touch here. So we have a second touch around this region here. So I just wait for price to break it. And we have like a minor level here. So this was a minor level here based on how, so just based on how price got rejected here, how price finds support here, and also how price got rejected from it here. So as soon as price broke above it here, so this was a major level, and also this was the trend line. So as soon as price broke it with this, I think I got into the buy trade with this, like with this candlestick here, with this each candlestick. So I got into a buy trade, put my stop loss below here. So the trade ended up being a loss as price got into the zone. So price still got rejected. So price still got ejected from here and still start moving back to the downside. So when I see that price still broke above, so what I like, I was not like paying attention to this
I
because
don't
yeah, I'm hearing you because can you
continue, sir. Continue.
okay, I will share my word list. Yes, I will do that. So what happened here is, so like the mistake I think I did around this region is I already like identified this move. Like this seems like a inverse head and shoulder pattern. If we look at it, we have like we have a left shoulder, we have a head, and we have a right shoulder. So price have already created like this left shoulder, and so when price got here, so I was just like waiting for price to break this like this trend line, for price to break this trend line, and also for price to break this minor level. So I was not really considering this chart pattern that was like forming around this region. So that was like the mistake I made on this trade, and that's what caused like the loss that I took on the first trade. So what happened here is, so price came back down to like fulfill this level. So to fulfill this chart pattern, this was the left shoulder, this was the head, and this was the right shoulder. So price just break below it, like just come and fulfill the level. So after that, price still broke above this level again, this minor level. So when this daily candlestick close above the level, so that's when I just go into the trade. So most of the time, if you are having maybe like somewhat of a chart pattern, or let me say maybe if you're having maybe if the candlesticks are ranging maybe on the 4 hour time frame, or you can clearly find a good entry on the 4 hour time frame, so it's still good to use like the daily time frame for more clarity. So here around this region now, when I see that okay, price broke above this level now, so price already came back down to fulfill this chart pattern. So if this was like a inverse head and shoulder, so it's going to be a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. So this seems like an inverse head and shoulder. That was like bullish a bullish chart pattern. So if this chart pattern form in a bullish market like this, so that shows that price still want to continue heading back to the upside. So when I just see that okay, price already created like this chart pattern here, and also price was now still trading above this minor level, so that's when I still got into the buy trade. So that's just like how I got into this trade. I think I already talked about like how I got into the coffee trade like a lot of times. So my watch lists are just basically, so my watch lists are, so I have, so this the trades that I have around this region, they are the ones that I'm currently in, and the ones that I'm looking to get into very soon. So I'm looking to get into NZD USD very soon. I'm in NZD SUDCNH. I'm on, so USDs are already, so the trade already broke even on the trade, but I'm still looking at it. So that's why it's still at the top of my watch list. So I think Okay, yeah, Plato is still here. So that's why it's at the top of my watch list. So though I'm trading like this JPN 225 coffee, cocoa, and I'm looking to get into a buy trade on USD card, looking to get into another buy trade on USD ZAR. I'm already in a buy trade on USDC, NH, and also on a so I'm looking to get into a sell trade on NZDUSD. So if price broke this counter trend line, so I'm looking to get into a sell trade on it as well. So on USD on USDJPY, I'm not looking to go into a buy trade until we break above here. And if price broke above here, so I'm going to be using like somewhat of a counter trend line break. So to get into the buy trade around this region. So if price broke above it on USDJPY, so I'm looking to get into a buy trade, and I'm waiting for like same entry model on USDJPY. So if the market broke above this level now, so as price was moving to the upside. So if price broke above it, so I was considering getting into a buy trade if we could have a break of this level to the upside, and also if price should break this counter trend. So I'm looking to get into a buy trade. So the reason why I just have it at the top of my watch list is just because I'm looking to get into the buy trade very soon. So that's why I just put it at the top. So if the markets continue heading back to the upside, and that leads to the break of this major level and also the break of this counter trend, so I'm looking to get into a buy trade. So that's just how I'm looking to trade USDJPY at the moment. So that's just it for the USDJPY. So the other pairs I'm looking to trade. So still looking to trade JPJPY as well. So JPJPY is just basically it's just like after we have a break of the counter trend line too. So price was already trading above this major level again. So though price broke above it here, came back down, and what happened here is just like a retracement. Like, so let me drop my Fibonacci and go down to like a daily time frame. Away. So let me draw my Fibonacci and go down to the daily. So looking at it around this region now. Okay, so let me shift it to the downside a little bit. Okay. So looking at it around this region. So this was just like price retracing back to the downside. Though price broke above the level here, but price still came back down. So price just like retraced back down into a key level. So this black line here was a major level, like a major key level. So I just don't want to draw it out as a zone so that I will not have too many zones on here. So you can see that this was a very strong key level around this region. So price just like retraced back down into that level, like to come and retest that level, and also for price to like come into this trend line level, Fibonacci level before price continue heading higher. So I definitely understand that there was like so I know that this was just like price like retracing back into this key level and also the Fibonacci level before price continue heading higher. So now for me to now got into a buy trade for me now to go into a buy trade since the direction of the market is to the upside, it will be after price broke this minor level here. So there was a minor level here, and also there was a counter trend line here. So if price broke this minor level, and also if price broke this counter trend line, so I'll be looking to got into a buy trade. So for now, it's not really necessary for me to like wait for price to retest this level. So if price retest this level, that's fine, but that's not what I'm waiting for at the moment. So what I'm waiting for is just for price to broke this, like this counter trend. So if price broke this downward trend and also broke this, like this minor level here, so I'll be looking to get into a buy trade. So that's just like how I'm looking to trade. That's how I'm looking to trade it at the moment, JPY. So as soon as a 4 hour candlestick break above and close above, so I'll be looking to get into a buy trade. And if the 4 hour candle is not strong enough, maybe I'll be using a daily candlestick close above here. So maybe after if a daily candlestick close above, maybe I'll be looking to go into a buy trade. But I'm just waiting for a very strong bullish candlestick to close above this minor level and also close above this like this downward trend line. So that's just like what I'm waiting for at the moment. So that's just like what I'm waiting for at the moment on JPY. So let's now talk about other JPY pairs. On Hero JPY, I was like what I was expecting on JPY is, so if we look at it on the weekly, so like I always said, if price was like if price was trending, if price was like moving to the upside or moving to the downside. So like I always say, the like direction of the market, like the market usually move in a wave. So price does not just move like in a linear. So price does not just like move in a linear way. So price move in a wave. So what I was expecting at this point is, so this movement here was very linear. So price was just creating series of bullish candlestick to the upside. So I was personally expecting like a retracement back to the downside. For every impulsive move, there must be like a retracement move. So before price creates another higher high, so we should have a higher low. So for price to create a higher low, then before moving back to the upside to create maybe a equal high or another higher high. So I was expecting a further movement to the downside back into this key level here. So I was like expecting price to go here. And looking at this level here, this key level here, it seems like a major level. So we have, so price was respecting it at this level. So I'm currently on the weekly time frame to see how price was respecting this level, and also price was still like respecting it at this point. So price was still like respecting it at this point here. So price was got injected from me. So it seems like a major level. So I was expecting price to got like for price to continue heading back to the downside, to retrace back into the zone before price continue heading back to the downside. So that was what I was expecting. And if I still draw my Fibonacci from here, it was still in line with this. So it was still in line with this level. So it was still in line with the 50% Fibonacci level. So I was expecting a further drop back to the downside, back into this level before we have a further movement to the upside. But now we are seeing like some bullish movement to the upside. And also at the particular, so at that time I draw out this minor level when price broke the downside. So the price might just like continue moving back to the downside from here. So the price might just continue back to the downside from here, but now price already broken above the level, and this seems like a break and retest of it. So price could continue heading higher. So price might not have a retracement back into the zone, but that was just like what I was expecting before, because for like the markets cannot just like keep moving in a linear way. So the markets will have to retrace. So I was expecting a retracement, but now the price was now moving to the upside. So it's likely that price just like consider moving back to the upside, get into this level before price got rejected, or price could still break it to the upside. But for now, I'm not really interested in it, because the only way I'll be looking to like maybe go into a buy trade is either if we come into this zone or if we break above this level. But for now, I'm not really interested in trading like the Euro JPY at the moment. So that's it about it. So I'm only looking to trade USDJPY and also looking to trade JPY. So those are the pairs that I'm looking to trade, like the pairs that I'm looking to trade at the moment. So let's look at, okay, so I'm already on CADJPY, you know, like on CADJPY. So price I've gotten into like a key level, though I missed the entry around this region. So this was where I was saying that I'll be got into a buy trade if price got here, but at the time my key level was not like, I did not draw my key level properly. So when price got here, I was thinking that price have not got into the zone yet. So that's how I missed the entry here. So that's how like I missed the entry here. But when price got into this level here, I see that this was like somewhat of like a major level. Like it's not actually like a major level like that, but yeah, it was still like a key level, like a strong key level. So price broke above it. We have a test of it and drawing a Fibonacci from swing low to swing high. So it was still in line with the 50% Fibonacci. So that's why I just got into this trade and I target the next key level. And the key level was still even in line with the 27 Fibonacci level. So which was meant to be like a take profit level. So that's just like how I got into this trade, like this CAD trade. So that's just like how I was able to get into the trade. So I'm looking to get into it. Like I say, I'm looking to go into a buy trade on USDJPY and also JPY, USDCHF for now. So let's look at the USDCHF. So like the structure was still, so USDCHF was like to the downside. So we know that like the movement of price was to the downside. So like what I say that if price, before I start looking for another selling opportunity on USDCHF, like it's only if price goes into this level. So if price goes into this level, so I'm waiting for price to go there, since the direction of the market is to the downside, like the structure of the market on higher time frames to the downside, even on the 3 months time frame. So everything was clearly pointing to the downside. So the structure of the market is clearly to the downside, both on the 3 months and also on the monthly time frame. So I'm only looking to go into a sell trade. I'm only looking for selling opportunity. So I'm expecting a further movement to the upside since we are having, so looking at it on the weekly time frame, we have a lower high, we have a lower low. So another lower high is still expected. So if price now got into the zone and then start getting rejected from it, so I'm looking to get into a sell trade. So this was just like how I'm looking to trade it. Like I say, this was just like, so around this region we have somewhat of a double bottom. So it was not like it does not clearly form, but it was like a double bottom. We have a neckline, we have a break, and we have a retest. The retest here was like a manipulation of this level because price broke below it. So price broke below it, and also so price broke below it around this region, but it was just like a fake out around this level. So price is starting back to the upside. So I'll be so give me. So around this region here, price manipulate this level and price was now like moving to the upside. So what I'm expecting is, like I said, I'm expecting price to continue heading back to the upside, back into this level. So if price got here and got rejected, so then I'll be looking to get into a sell trade. But that does not mean that price could still not head higher. So price could still got here and continue heading higher. So that would be like if the US dollar was like moving to the upside, like very like if the upward movement was very like if the momentum, like the buying momentum was very like high, so price could like consider heading higher. So but if price got here and price got rejected, I'll be looking to go into a sell trade around this region. So that's how I'm looking to trade USD CHF at the moment. So that's just like how I'm looking to trade it. And I think we have so JPY CHF. I'm also looking to sell JPY CHF as well. So I'm also looking to sell JPY CHF. We have a lower high here, we have a lower low, we have a lower high, we have a lower low here, we have somewhat of equal low, yeah. But I'm expecting price to create another lower high for price to go here and go rejected before I still start looking for selling opportunity. So what I'm waiting for on USDCH, yeah, JPCH was still very. I'm also looking to sell. So I'm also looking to sell JPCHF. It's just going to be after price got into, so it's only going to be after price got into this key level and also got into this Fibonacci level. Sorry. Yeah. After price got into this zone and also got into the Fibonacci level before I start looking for selling opportunity. If price react from this level, if I got a reaction from this level, I'll be selling from here back to the downside. So that's that's just like how I'm looking to trade it. And also on Euro CHF as well. So I'm also looking to go into a sell trade if,
I have a question.
yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.